Hi students, welcome to the modal auxiliaries class. Modal auxiliaries, also known as modal verbs, are can, could, may, might, must, should, ought to, shall, will, would, need, and dare. We use them to talk about, for example, ability, obligation, necessity, prohibition, certainty, possibility, probability, permission, willingness, request, offers, suggestions. Modals and auxiliaries. The modal auxiliary verbs or modal verbs are also known as helping verbs. As the last name suggests, they help the main verb of the sentences. Entonces aquí yo pongo. Well, the modal auxiliaries have some some parts, the parts as advice, should, ought to, had better, ability, can, present, could, past, be able to, other tenses, permission, can, be allowed to, other tenses, possibility, could, may, might, possible, can't, impossible, must, sure, prohibition, mustn't, necessity, need, obligation, have to, must, don't have to, no obligation. Students, notice how wide is the use of modal verbs. For example, modal verbs are ought to, ought not to, should not, can, might, may, mustn't, must, could, have to, has to, don't, doesn't have to, need to. Each one refers to an action. For example, should, shouldn't as an advice. You look very pale. You should go to the doctor. You shouldn't eat so many sweets. It's bad for your teeth. The next example. Can refers to ability, present, refers to request, and refers to probability. Might refers to weak probability. May refers to polite request and a probability. Mustn't refers to prohibition, a strong prohibition. You mustn't smoke in this restaurant. It's forbidden. Must refers to deduction. She lied to the police. She must be the murderer. Or refers to personal obligation. Could refers to request. For example, could you pass me the salt, please? And also refers to ability in the past. When he was 5, he could ride a bike. Have to, has to, refers to external obligation. For example, you have to take off your shoes before you get into the mosque. Don't doesn't have to refers to no necessity. You don't have to do all the exercise, only the first one. Need to refers to necessity. Well, student, these are the uses or the context by the well, the modal auxiliary have the active way and the passive way. But first, we're going to explain the active way. Well, it reads the following way. Someone must fix the sidewalk, an obligation. Someone should fix the sidewalk, an obligation. The repairs could prevent an accident, a result, or the repairs would prevent an accident, a result. That big hole may injure someone, a possibility. That big hole might injure someone, a possibility. That big hole must annoy people, a logical conclusion. Someone can fix the sidewalk, an ability. You may file a complaint, permission. You can file a complaint, permission. Someone will repair the sidewalk, future time. Well, let's see the passive way. The sidewalk must be fixed, an obligation. The sidewalk should be fixed, an obligation. An accident could be prevented, a result. An accident would be prevented, a result. Someone may be injured, a possibility. Someone might be injured, a possibility. People must be annoyed, a logical. The sidewalk can be fixed, an ability. A complaint may be filed, permission. A complaint can be filed, permission. The sidewalk will be repaired, future time. And dear students, notice how the verb places the form of past participle after be. Students, we have to take into account the following details. Note: use could for a possible result and would for a more definite result. Compare. If they fixed the hole in the sidewalk, an accident could be prevented. It's possible. If they fixed the hole in the sidewalk, an accident would be prevented. I'm sure of it. Well, students, this is the whole matter about the subject, the modal auxiliary verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs helps to improve our way to communicate in English, and the modal auxiliary is so essential to the language to have the whole idea or to read between the lines of the sentence, and it has to do a lot with the intention of what we are trying to say. So students, thank you for your attention, and we see each other in the next class.